Hello good people, this is Shankar from Music Production Hub. Today we are going to check the control panel of Discrete 8 Synergy Core. I am starting the Antelope launcher here. Now there are two interfaces here connected with the iMac 2020. This is the Discrete 8 Synergy Core. Let's start the interface. This is the control panel of Discrete 8 Synergy Core. Click on this power button to start the control panel. In my setup, I am using two computers. The Discrete 8 Synergy Core has been connected with the iMac 2020. A secondary system has been connected with the Antelope Zen 2. This is used to record the audio stream from the first system. The SPDIF out of the Discrete 8 is connected to the SPDIF input of Zen 2. The SPDIF will also carry the clock frequency. This makes sure that both interfaces are in sync. I am using Logic Pro to record and demonstrate this video. Let's go to the digital out section in the Discrete 8 control panel. Here you can see the 16 ADAT outputs in the Discrete 8. This also supports SMUX for higher sample rates. In 44.1 and 48 kHz, you will get full 16 outputs. These are the two SPDIF out channels. Click on this drop-down menu for routing. I'll explain the drop-down menu later. Right now, I'm choosing preamp 3 and 4. The Discrete 8 Synergy Core provides separate phantom power switches for each of its preamps. Press Command on your keyboard and click on the 48V icon. If you are on Windows, use the Control key. Hello. You can see the signals are coming. I am selecting preamp 3 in the selection menu. Click on the Headphones 1 tab. I am using the Audio-Technica ATH-M50X headphones, setting the output level as -12 dB. Discrete 8 headphone output support impedance from 16 ohms to 600 ohms. Now let's go to the Zen 2 control panel. Signals are coming into the SPDIF input, dragging and dropping 1 and 2 SPDIF inputs to TB record 1 and 2. In Logic Pro, we can create a stereo track, select the input as 1, 2, then start recording. Disable the metronome. Hello, check, hello. So now you guys can listen my voice. It's been recorded through the Edge solo microphone. So let's leave the system there. Let's save it. Let's play test tone through the SPDIF out so that we can sync it. Recording setup has been completed. Now we can check the control panel. This is the Discrete 8 Synergy Core control panel. So there are lots of things going here. First of all, you can see the power button. I can't power off this device because all the recordings will screw up. So this is the power button. You don't need to touch the interface to power on it. You have to just start the launcher and open the control panel. This is the Antelope launcher. If you have connected multiple Antelope interfaces in the same system, you can control all the interfaces from here. You can see Discrete 8 Synergy Core and Orion Studio Synergy Core in the launcher. Click on the interface icon or start control panel button and you can start using it. The launcher provides additional options like installing Antelope plugins, install the AFX plugin, install mic emulation plugins for the Antelope modeling microphones. In the system tab, we can update the Antelope Unified driver and the Antelope Manager server. In the main tab, you can manage the device, update the interface control panel and firmware, activate additional plugins purchased onto the interface. Okay, let's go back to the control panel. As I said earlier, this is the power button. Next to it, we can see the clock source. There is a clock source menu from which we can select the desired one. Antelope interfaces comes with a high quality clocking hardware, oven controlled crystal oscillator. As you know, the Discrete 8 can be connected to the computer by using Thunderbolt or USB. If you are using Thunderbolt, the clock will show as internal. But if you are using the USB connection, the clock source will sometimes show as USB. That indicates an audio stream is happening from the DAW or Mac playback. So whether the connection is Thunderbolt or USB, actually the oven controlled crystal oscillator is working in the background. In the Thunderbolt connectivity, the clock will always show as internal. Next, if you have a higher end clocking hardware which is connected with the Discrete 8 via BNC connection, you have to select WC from the drop-down menu. If the Discrete 8 is connected with another audio interface and you want to sync both the interface via ADAT, you can select ADAT from this drop-down menu. The Discrete 8 will be slaved to the external audio interface. Make sure you select ADAT 2x or 4x according with your sample rate. This will only be used if your sample rate is above 48 kHz. Lastly, we can sync the audio interface via SPDIF input also. If you want to expand the number of preamps in the Discrete, you can add an external preamp and connect it via ADAT. I always recommend to use a dedicated word clock connection between the preamp and the audio interface for a stable sample rate. Next, we have a sample rate selection menu. Discrete supports sample rates from 32 kHz to 192 kHz. Currently, I am locked to 48 kHz, so I am not going to change it right now. If you are using the DAW, you don't need to select the sample rate from here. You have to change it from the DAW project settings. Alternatively, in the Mac, you can change the sample rate from the audio MIDI setup. Make sure your sample rate changes on the DAW or the audio MIDI setup is reflecting on the Discrete control panel. If it's not happening, that may be an Antelope driver issue or the interface firmware issue. Contact Antelope support. It is recommended to select the same sample rate of your DAW on the audio MIDI setup so that you can simultaneously play back the YouTube videos or your online video audio playback and the DAW. Okay. Next, a sample rate lock button. So if I am using the DAW, the lock button will lit. Next, we can move to the device selection. If you have multiple discrete Synergy Core devices, you can select from this device serial number selection. There is an about button here. So the control panel version, the hardware version, serial number of the device and firmware version will be shown on this window. Okay, these are for tech support information. We can minimize this and close the control panel. Next, we can save the session. If I click on the save button, we can save the session here. The preamps, mixers, everything, every routing and every plugins can be saved as a session preset so that you can recall it later. Next, we have a talkback button here. The Discrete comes with a built-in talkback microphone. There is a dedicated talkback button in the Discrete which is in red. You can see the talkback level on the Discrete LCD screen. By using the big knob, we can increase or decrease the talkback level. By pressing and releasing the talkback button, it will be on the toggle mode. If you want to latch the talkback, you have to use the modifier keys in the keyboard. If you are on Mac, use the command. If you are on Windows, use the control key and press on the talkback button for latch. By using the load button, we can recall a saved Discrete session. Next, we are going to look the control panel settings. Click here. First, you can see the monitor out trim. Depending upon your studio monitor, you can select different trim levels from here. Selection available from 14 dBu to 20 dBu. I am using Genelec 8050B with the Discrete Synergy Core, so I am choosing 20 dBu. Depending upon your monitor size and amplifier input sensitivity, you have to choose this accordingly. Next, we have the pan low selection. 0 dB is the default setting. It doesn't compensate anything. Minus 3 dB pan low will gradually reduce the gain of a signal as you bring it back to the center. Next, we have a talkback input option here. You can choose which microphone preamp can be used for the talkback, or else you can choose the built-in talkback mic which comes with the Discrete. There is a physical red switch in the Discrete. You can press and operate the talkback. Press the TBK button and adjust the gain with the main rotary control. Alternatively, you can use the talkback button on the Discrete control panel. From this menu selection, you can choose either the internal microphone or any of the preamps. The built-in talkback can be sent to 3 different destinations simultaneously: main monitors, headphones 1 and headphones 2. Unfortunately, there is no option to send the built-in talkback to the DB25 outputs. So many users are using the DB25 outputs for connecting external headphone amplifiers. They can stream different mixes to the artist via the DB25. Sending the built-in talkback via DB25 is a must and a future request to Antelope. Next, we have 2 built-in oscillators in the Discrete control panel. We can use these oscillators to test the monitor outputs and headphone outputs. 1 kHz and 440 Hz are the frequencies available. You can use the mute switch to mute or unmute the oscillators. The oscillators levels can be selected from -18 dBFS to 0 dBFS. Unlike the talkback, the oscillators can be sent to analog and digital outputs. Next, using this slider, we can control the DB25 line out volume. This slider affects the 8 channels on the DB25. Along with this, there is a mute switch provided to mute the DB25 outputs. Next, there is a Thunderbolt latency mode. 3 options are available: fast, normal and safe. It's good to leave this in the normal mode unless you are experiencing any glitches or CPU overload. These options are not applicable when you are using USB connection. Next, we have an option to control the LCD screen brightness of Discrete 8. By using this slider, you can increase or decrease the LCD screen brightness. I always recommend to use a moderate brightness. Also, use a black screensaver on the Discrete 8. This will give a good life to the LCD screen. Next, there is an option to enable or disable transition animations. If you have any graphical glitches with the Discrete 8 control panel, disable the transition animations. Okay, these are the basic options in the control panel settings. Next, we will go and check the built-in oscillators. I'm going to the Speedify Out section and selecting the oscillator 1 from here. You can hear the oscillator sound. I'm just unmuting it and changing the frequency. Okay, you can choose 2 of these frequencies to test your studio monitors. You can also test your outboard gears connected to the DB25 output using these oscillators. Now we will move to the preamp section. So we have 8 preamps running here. So the first 2 have the option to change it to mic, line or guitar. And you have to press the command, click on the phantom power button to activate it. It's a very small icon. And here we have mic emulation options. So right now I just selected the Edge Solo emulation on the channel 1, but I haven't selected it on my microphone Edge Solo. I'm just demonstrating it. So here we have the microphone emulations here. This interface comes with the Edge Solo mic as free, so we have activated the Edge Solo microphone. You can see we can phase invert, but it's not activated here. The phantom power will be activated because we are using condenser microphone. So if you have purchased any other microphones and activated it onto your device, this knob will move to that position, but this interface only got the Edge Solo, so it will be on Edge Solo itself. If you click here, you can see different emulations. So this is the Sony C800G emulation. This is the Neumann 47 FT. This is the Neumann U67. This is the Neumann U87. So you can see plenty of emulations here. Even we can emulate the good old SM7 microphone. This is the newer version of SM7, that is the SM7B. And we can emulate the SM57 microphone also. So we have different kinds of good microphone here, so you can test the emulations. So right now I am just closing the simulations. Okay, click on the phantom power to deactivate. Here you can link the 2 channels together. So if you are using the Edge Duo microphone, you have to link the 2 channels and work as a single item. Right now we are using the channel 3 for our recording, so I am not going to touch it. All of the channels are getting microphone emulators. That's very good. So now these 2 are on the line inputs. That's why the microphone emulations were not showing. So now it's okay. The preamp has 65 dB of gain, so it's plenty of gain. Right now I am in the middle, so I'm on 30, so I'm only using half of the gain, but it's enough. And I have a distance from the microphone around 20 centimeters. Okay, that's all for the preamp section. Next we will move to the menu selection in the channel strip. By using this menu, we can select which input is going to the channel strip. This is one of the most important thing in the Discrete control panel you need to understand. For example, if you want to listen the preamp directly in the channel strip, you have to select preamp 1 from here. Also, you need to check these 4 important tabs: monitor 1, headphones 1, headphones 2 and monitor 2. Each of these outputs have 32 channels of mixers. I can expand the view by clicking here. The menu selection is common among all these mixers, or we can say precisely all the outputs got the same menu selection. But the fader positions, pan positions and output levels are independent. That allows us to do the balancing of the faders independently. Let's check the menu selection. If I go to the monitor 1 and clicking here on the menu selection, I can select preamp 1 on here. If I go to the headphones 1 tab, you can see the preamp 1 stays there. And if I go to the headphones 2, that's the same. Currently monitor 2 is not showing anything. Let's fix it later. So the menu selection remains same for all these 4 outputs. For in-the-box recording and mixing setup, this is fine. But if you are using any outboard gears or planning to take outboard gears, this routing setup might not be okay. You may have to go with a higher-end Antelope interface which allows flexible routing where you can route any input to any output. The new Discrete Synergy Core Pro version has the flexible routing setup and this menu system. So the preamp selection means the 8 of the preamps can be selected to the mixer channel and we can directly monitor by using these faders. These are similar to a normal digital mixer. So you can raise the fader or lower the fader. You can mute the channel, link the two mixer channels, and you can solo the channels. And by default, the mixer will show only 8 channels, but here we can expand the channels to 32. So you can select anything on these mixer channels and raise the faders to directly listen. So the emulated mic means you can use the Antelope emulations on the provided Antelope mics. So you can record the direct preamp signals, that is the dry signal onto a channel and the wet signal of the EMU mic simultaneously. Okay. Next, computer play. Computer play means there are two options, computer play and computer record. So computer play means now we are connected with the USB. So the USB is providing 24 channels of bus. That is, if your Discrete 8 is connected with the computer via USB, it can send 24 channels to the computer and it can receive 24 channels from the computer. So the total input output will be 24 IO. That is, the physical input and output of the interface cannot be seen by the DAW. So it can only see the USB buses, that is 1 to 24 input and 1 to 24 output. That is collectively called as a USB play for the DAW outputs and USB record for the DAW inputs. So you have to select the desired USB bus within the device. Okay, let us now check how the recording setup works with the Discrete Synergy Core. I am using the preamp 3. Okay, let's open the DAW. Okay, I am creating a new empty project on Logic. Yeah, I had to select the audio interfaces by clicking here. So now I am selecting Discrete 8 USB and selecting the buffer size as 256. Clicking apply, clicking audio, create. Let me check the control panel here. Okay, it's 48 kilohertz and now you can see the lock light has been lit. It's showing clock source as USB. So now the interface has been used by the DAW and the driver is streaming from the DAW. So it's showing USB. So now it's clear. We have selected preamp 3 in the drop down list of mixer channel 3. So if I want to monitor it directly onto the monitor, so this is the monitor, I can raise this. It will be sent through the monitors. But right now we don't need to do this. And on the headphones, you can see that I have selected the preamp 3 and I have raised the faders. You have to remember my previous word. There is no different selections for different mixers. The selection of the mixer channels are same for all the 4 mixers. Only you can change the fader positions, solo, mute or link. Okay, now I want to record my voice onto the Logic Pro. Here I can select input as 3. I usually name vocals as Vox. I don't know whether it is correct or not. If I click the record button, hello. Now it's doubling because I have turned on the direct monitoring. So I am lowering this fader. Now I am only monitoring through the DAW. Hello, check. Hello, test. 1, 2, 3, check. Hello. You can clearly hear my voice. Now I am renaming this vocal channel as a Vox Dry. So I am creating another, duplicating this and I am renaming this as Vox EMU. Let me play this. Hello, check. Hello, test. 1, 2, 3, check. Hello. Okay. Now I have added a new track called Vox EMU and I am going to the control panel again. Here I can use this secondary mixer channel, but I am not going to use the faders. I am just selecting here, clicking EMU mic 3. Then I am clicking on this icon and I am changing this to edge solo. In the DAW, I can go and select input 4. You will definitely hear my voice. Hello, check. Now you are listening through the Antelope mic emulation. if I put record on this channel, this is coming through the input 4. See here you can see I am using preamp 3, but I selected EMU mic on the 4th channel. It's sending signal to the DAW via the input 4. Click on 3 here. Okay, now we are using the Edge Solo emulation. Let me change it to Tokyo 800. This is the Sony C800G emulation. So right now you are getting a different sound. I hope. Hello check, hello check. Let me swap the channels. Hello check, hello check, hello, hello, hello. This is the dry preamp sound. Let us record this simultaneously. I am clicking mute here. Putting record on this channel so that we can record this simultaneously. You can see we can record a dry mic and an emulated mic. Hello check, hello, hello test, 1 2 3 check, hello, hello. This is the emulated mic Sony C800G. Hello check, hello, hello test. This is the dry mic. Hello check, hello, hello test, 1 2 3 check, hello, hello. Yeah, there is a difference in the top end. You can clearly listen the top end sheen on the Sony C800G emulation. I am going back to the EMU mic. That is, you are not getting the changes by selecting the different emulation microphones. You have to use a good monitor or a good headphone, and the little changes you need to listen carefully. So I am clicking on the list and going for a dynamic microphone so that you can listen to the change. This is the SM7B. Hello, hello, hello. Now you can clearly see the change. So now it's a bassy microphone. You can see the change. The cute brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The cute brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The cute brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This is the non-emulated sound. The cute brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The cute brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The cute brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. You can clearly see the difference between the SM7B and the non-emulated microphone sound. So if you are recording with an artist and you want to try an emulation, but simultaneously you want to preserve the original recording for future purposes or for a safe side, you can choose this method. That is, we can record both the dry and the emulated mic simultaneously. So let us go through some other mics. So now this is the SM7B. I can select the C414 XLS microphone here. You can see it's a Vienna C414. Now Berlin 47 FT. This is a Neumann microphone. This is the U67 microphone emulation. Hello, hello. This is the U87 microphone. This is my favorite, one of my favorite microphone, TLM103. I have the TLM103, original TLM103 mic in my studio. So this option is also very good because I am getting another TLM103 mic to use on my recordings. So the Edge Solo microphone is a very versatile microphone. You can use it on anything. Edge Solo is my go-to microphone. I use it daily. I think I am using this microphone for more than 3 years and it's been working like a solid tank. You can record the dry signal of the preamp by using the Edge or any Antelope microphone, and after the recording you can choose the emulation. But I usually record with the mic which I feel apt for the artist vocal during the time of recording. But by using this method, I can record a backup track, that is the dry preamp track, and use the Antelope emulations as the audio units plugins in the Logic Pro, or VST or AX plugins in the Cubase and Pro Tools respectively, to record, to process the vocals with the different kinds of mic emulations. Okay. Now the next option is we have to send the output from the DAW. So how will you send the output? If I click on the input, we can see the 24 USB buses, because the 25 to 32 are grayed out because we are using USB. It only supports 24 channels by the Antelope driver. So I'm pressing Alt X on Logic Pro. Depending upon your DAW, you can choose the device setups. So in the device setup, the input output device has been selected as the Discrete 8 USB, and I have selected the IO buffer size as 256. You can go down 256. You can use 128 on USB, no problem for the recording purpose. But if you want to use the latency, if you want to use the buffer size as 64 or 32, I definitely recommend Thunderbolt. So for the recording, you can choose 256 or 128 if you are using USB, and if you are mixing, obviously we have to bump the IO buffer size to 1024. But if you are using the interface via Thunderbolt, you can use the buffer sizes like 128 and 64. I usually use the interface with Thunderbolt and put the buffer size as 64. If I click on the output section, where is the output? Yeah. You can see that we also have 24 outputs. So the USB driver is providing 24 ins and 24 outputs. So these 24 outputs are called as computer play, and these 24 inputs are called as computer record. But we are not seeing it here, it is just showing as input. But you should remember the term Antelope uses is called computer play and computer record. In the first 8 channels, you are not seeing anything here like computer play 1 and 2. But by default, if you click here, you can see the blue color. These are the computer play 1 and 2. Yeah. Okay. If you just put your mouse on this, you can see the channel name. That's a good thing. If I click here, I can select computer play 1, and on the second channel computer play 2. I can link these 2 channels. Yeah. The link button is here. Just click on L. I think it's linked. Yeah. So like a digital mixer, you have to hard pan this. You have to hard pan this. So don't forget to hard pan. And I found some users putting this on negative values. You just put it on 0 dB and start working. That's my recommendation. There will be other use cases, but I always recommend to put the mixer channel faders on the 0 dB and adjust within your DAW. Okay. So if I want to send something to the DAW from the DAW to the Antelope interface, we have to send it through the computer play 1 and 2. That is the default output. Let me click here. That is the stereo out. That is the output 1 2. It's not showing here, but it's 1 2 output. So if I am playing something on this, you should hear this. How you can hear this? Because you have selected computer play 1 and 2 on these 2 mixer faders and linked the faders, and you have raised it. Even though it's not showing by default, you can expand the mixer to 32 channels. Okay. In the headphone section, I have raised these faders. In the monitor section, yeah, you can see that. In the headphone, I can have the view of 32 channels, but in the monitor section, I can have a different view. So if you want to send the signals to the monitor 1, I have to select this, and I have to raise the faders here also. So in the headphone 1, and if I lower these faders on headphone 1, yeah, nothing is going. Headphone 1, if you want to send the same signal, you have to raise the fader. Yeah, the similar case on headphone 2, you have to expand it. Yeah, monitor 2 also. Yeah, why we are not getting the monitor 2? See, it's showing, if I select the monitor 2, it's showing the RIA mode. So the device has 2 sets of monitor outputs. One pair we are already using it, and the second pair is actually the RIA mode, in the RIA mode. So here, let me go to the analog outputs, and here you have the option to change it to monitor. So if you are using the interface for reamming purposes, that is, you want to connect it to an external amp after the guitars being recorded, you can use the ream mode. But if you are using 2 sets of monitors, that is, here I am using Genelec as the main monitors, and I had the Kali LP6 here. So if I am using the Kali LP6 V2 as the secondary monitors, I can just click here and change the reamp to the monitor mode. Now if I click on the monitor 2, you can see that the signals are also coming here. So the Discrete Synergy Core is a perfect interface for the in-the-box recording setup. Next we will go to the analog outputs. The analog outputs are actually the DB25 outputs. It provides 8 channels. Antelope uses a Tascam style DB25 wiring design. You can use a converter cable from DB25 to XLR or TRS to connect outboard gears. The analog line outputs also provides a menu style selection. The menu includes all the items we found in the mixer channel. It has preamps, emulated mic, computer play, ADAT inputs, SPDIF inputs, mute the channel, and we can send the oscillators. The ADAT and SPDIF input selection in the DB25 outputs allows us to use the Discrete 8 as a digital to analog converter. The line output trim can be linked and adjusted across all the 8 channels, or we can adjust it independently. In addition to this, we will get a line out volume option in the control panel settings. Next, we have the reamp outputs and the monitor 2 outputs. As we looked earlier, we can use this toggle switch to monitor 2 output and reamp output. The monitor 2 output doesn't have any selection menus, but the reamp output have a selection menu. Next, we will go to the digital output section. Discrete 8 provides 16 channels of ADAT outputs. We can see the same menu selection for the routing section. We can send pretty much all these things through the ADAT outputs. So we can use the Discrete 8 as a preamplifier for using with another audio interface. After doing all the routings, preamp gain and phantom power positions, we can save it as a session. The settings will be automatically recalled upon switching on the interface, even without connecting to a computer. I hope now you are familiar with the routing setup of Discrete 8 Synergy Core. In addition to the ADAT outputs, we are getting 2 channels of SPDIF outputs with the same routing menu. Next, we will check the DAW tab. Hello. These are the basic mixer channels and these are the DAW channels. So, to DAW you can see here and from DAW. So, these are the 32 computer play channels. Sorry, these are the 32 computer record channels and these are the computer play channels. So, here they labeled it as 2DAW. 2DAW means computer record. So, the mixer channels are represented as the 2DAW. So, if you are using the mixer selection here, these are actually going to the DAW. Whether you are using the faders or not, these selections are actually reflected to the computer record, that is to the DAW. And from the DAW that we can choose here. I'm changing this to 8. Hello. Okay, you can see here the computer play 1 and 2 faders are showing here. Hello. You can see the 3 and 4 because 3 is sending the normal mic and the 4 is the emulated mic. Okay. There are AFX inside. So what is AFX? Antelope is providing plenty of effects within the interface. That is similar to the VST or audio units plugins. We are getting analog emulated plugins within the interface. So it's been processed by the interface using the FPGA chips and the DSP chips. So this got 2 DSP chips and 1 FPGA. So all the effects are being processed by these chips. We can go to the AFX. So Antelope is actually providing some free Antelope effects with the interface. If you are purchasing the interface, you will get some effects, but for other effects, you have to purchase it from the Antelope website itself. So I am clicking AFX. I am using the emulated mic, so I have to select it here. So if I am using the default preamp, I have to select it here. So anyway, let us check here. I am clicking here. So we are getting a window, another window, AFX in. Yeah, it's on the EMU mic. Yeah, correct. We are on the EMU mic. So you have to remember, if you want to put effects on the direct preamp, you have to select it here. So let me check here. You are only getting, click here. Yeah, you are only getting effects for the first 8 channels, that you have to remember. So you can only put effects to the first 8 channels. You can't put effects on the other mixer channels. Sorry to say that. You have to buy higher Antelope interface to use multiple effects. So right now we will check this. So I am selecting the mixer channel 4, clicking here, and you can clearly see that EMU mic 3, Builtin M103. We have plenty of effects options here, but you can see most of them are grayed out because you need to purchase that. If some effects are there, sometimes it might be on the demo mode. Yeah, I am clicking the Instinct Synergy. I am not talking after putting the effect. Yeah, I bypassed the plugin. You can see it is demo. So Antelope is providing a demo option to check the plugin. Before purchasing, you can check some plugins. Not all plugins are providing in the list, but you can check some plugins before purchasing. So let us see what are the options. So we are getting modulation plugins here, like the chorus, tremolo, etc. There are some special processing here, like power effects, gate, FFC, the clear EQ. That's all comes with default. Actually, I am interested in these 3 sections: the vintage EQ, vintage compressor, the mic preamps. Okay. If you are a guitar guy, if you are using guitars, you can choose the amps and cabinets from the interface itself. I think everything is unlocked here. So these options are unlocked here. You don't need to purchase, but other plugins you need to purchase. And there is a tuner. Antelope is providing a tuner here. Let me put it. Hello, 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 hello. Check. Okay, I'm closing this. Going back to the vintage EQ section, putting the VEQ HLF. This is just the high pass low pass filter. So let us try this first, because we have to check our routings are working perfectly. So let me look at this. Hello, hello, hello. You can see my look at voice here. Hello, hello, hello. Check. Hello, test. I am testing the Builtin M103 emulation. It is going through the filter VEQ HLF, high pass and low pass filter. Hello, hello, hello. Now, I think I am muddied everything. Okay. So, I can clearly see from the waveform view that it's been working. Yeah, let's open it. Hello, check, hello, hello. Okay, now we will go back to the, I'm changing the record option to the dry. Hello, hello. This is the dry microphone. If I change this, yeah, it is not reflecting because the FX strip has been put into the emulation mic. So if you want to change anything on the dry mic, you have to put the FX on here. So let us try that. You can see I have selected the dry mic channel on the Logic Pro, and I am changing something here. It's not reflecting because we have selected the wrong channel. So I am clicking here. Yeah, you can see preamp 3. I am adding the same HLF here. Hello, 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 hello. Now it's high passing. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so now it's clear. So you have to be precise on your selection. That's the main thing. Let me put the other EQ here, VQ1. This is the famous Pultec EQ. So I can boost my voice. Hello, 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 check, hello, hello. Yeah, I am putting attenuation on 20 kilohertz. Hello, hello, hello. If I want some sheen, I'm putting 12 kilohertz. Hello, check, hello, 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 check, hello, 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 check, hello, check. So I need some low frequency also. Hello, hello, check, hello, 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 check, hello, hello, hello. I can cut this also. Hello, 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 check, hello, hello, check, hello. Hello, check, hello, hello, check, hello, 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 check, hello, 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 check, hello. I can put it on 8. Hello, check, hello, test 1, 2, 3, check, hello, 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 check. I can put another EQ for compensating the mid, and I can change the order by just dragging and dropping it here. And I can put it 12 kilohertz, and I can boost the 5 here. Hello, check, hello, 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 check, and I can put a high. Hello, test 1, 2, 3, check, 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 check. I can bypass it here, or I can use this switch. Okay, how many effects we can put here? I think we can just test by putting some HLF. Every channel we are getting 8 instances. Okay, I'm closing this. Next, we can check some compressors. So we have the FET A76. This is the 1176 emulation. You can see. Yeah, I can put a fast release. Check, check, check. You can see my voice is popping out. Yeah, it's a slow attack. I can put a fast attack. Yeah, I can. Hello, hello. It's compressing a lot. Hello, check. Hello, hello, hello. But it's clearly giving some good sound from this. I can bypass. Hello, check, hello, 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 check, hello. You can check here once again to make sure that you are on the correct source. Let's check some of the compressors. This is the DBX X903 compressor. Next, we have the DBX 160 compressor here. Next, we have the Gates J11 compressor. This is also unlocked, comes by default. This is one of my favorite compressor. You can throw this on anything. I usually use this on the mastering process. Next, we have some compressors here which are not grayed out, but they are all demo versions. You can test it before purchasing. So basically you are getting these three compressors and the stay living. These are all demo, but I definitely recommend to get the Liverpool. Superb. The Gyrotech X. It's good on drums and master bus. You can throw it on anything. And the Opto 2A, the LA2A emulation. This is the famous SSL 4K channel strip, and this is the famous SSL gluing compressor. There are so many other things here. The impressor, that is the emulation of the Distressor, famous Distressor compressor, and the Fairchild 670 emulation. So we need to test all the effects, but on another session. Now, as the third option, we have the mic preamp emulations. So we got 5 preamps, but 2 of them are only available. We can emulate hardware preamps within the Antelope interface by selecting this. I always use the B8 and 73 preamp. It's very nice. I can use the Gyrotech right now. Okay, it's not demo. I can put more gain to get the harmonic richness. Hello, check. So if you put more, it's getting distorted. So you have to reduce it according to your source. Okay, hello, check. So if I reduce the gain, it's not changing the gain. Hello, but it's actually putting some harmonic distortion here. Hello, check, hello. So you can put a preamp emulation here. You can adjust the output, and you can put a EQ, and you can put a compressor. While recording or after recording, you can use this as hardware inserts, or you have to buy the AFX plugin. Okay, now I am closing this FX section. So now I think you got a basic idea about the AFX and how it's working. Next, we will check the Antelope built-in reverb plugin, AuraVerb. Each of the mixer channels can be sent to the AuraVerb independently by using the send knob, but we are getting the return on monitors and headphones only. So in the Discrete 8, we can only use the AuraVerb for recording. We cannot send the AuraVerb on the digital outputs or the analog DB25 outputs. Okay, let's test the reverb. I have switched on the return knob on headphones 1. I am adjusting the send knob for the computer play 1 and 2. You need to crank the knob to feel the reverb. Hello, test. Hello, check. Testing the AuraVerb. Check. 1, 2, 3. I hope you guys are getting the reverb. Hello, check. By using the return knobs on the monitor 1, monitor 2, headphones 1 and headphone 2, you can adjust the reverb return on the different destinations. We can adjust so many parameters in the reverb, but right now we are not going into the details. I hope the reverb is sounding nice with the default settings. We can turn off the AuraVerb by using this toggle button. Hello, check. Hello, test. 1, 2, 3. Okay, overall it's a nice sounding reverb. Antelope has to provide an option to record the AuraVerb in the DAW. Next, we will check the monitor controls. We can dim the monitors, we can mute, and we can adjust the trim. So these are all independent. The headphone levels are independent. Monitor 2, these are all independent. The options are same, dim and mute. So now what we want is, we have to send a different signal from the DAW to the headphone ones. That is, I'm opening a loop. Okay, I'm putting this loop here. Yeah. So I want to send this to another mixer channel. I can click here, stereo out, output 3/4. So this will be useful when you want to do 2 kinds of mixing to your artist. That is, you can use the stereo out main output 1 and 2 for listening through the studio monitors, and you can use the output 3 and 4 to send it to the headphones. So if the artist needs a different mix, that is, he doesn't need the reverb, or he may need more reverb, or he want to lower the volume of the minus track or the instruments, you can put it on a different level. Click here, computer play 3 and 4. So if I play something, it will come onto this mixer channel. So for that purpose, I think it's good. Output stereo, and I can send it output to 3/4. So simultaneously we can listen. So here you can see. So you can see I can send different outputs to the Antelope mixer and balance it here for the artist. So during recording, if you want to send signals to the artist with a different level, you can use these faders. So in this time I am saying you can use these faders. So here I am in the DAW, I am using the main output to listen through my studio monitors or headphones, and to the artist you can do a different mixing. So right now I am using the monitor headphone 1. So if you want to send it to headphones 2, just click here, and the selections are already made here. Okay, that's it for the separate artist center. Next, we are going to look how to use Antelope FX as hardware inside Logic Pro X. I'm using the mixer channel 8 for that. Unlinking the channels, clicking on the FX7 and removing the FX. As it was already linked together, the same FX will be on the channel 8. I can mute the channel 7 from here. Clicking on the channel 8, yeah, the HLF plugin is already here. So in the audio FX, I am going to IO utility, output 8, input 8. Shall I put on? Hello. Okay, now I am getting my voice. I think it's going through the mixer. You can use the Antelope FX within your interface by using the IO utility. Okay, now I think I can test this. Yes, it's been working good. I'm getting the hello. Hello, hello, check hello. I can use some effects here. I can put some analog compressors. Hello, check hello, 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 hello. These are the post effect processing. Hello, hello, hello. So similar to this, you can use the Antelope FX for mixing or mastering purpose. We have 8 slots, so you can use 4 stereo FX processing as the hardware insert, similar to this. Hello, check hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, check hello, hello. Hello, 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 check hello, hello. Okay, these are the hardware insert options on the Antelope Discrete 8 Synergy Core. Okay, so we will wrap up this video here. This was a short overview about the Antelope Discrete 8 Synergy Core control panel. Thank you for watching. We will see you on another video. Have a good day.